Welcome to our introduction of our Family Care Notebook. It's developed by Parents Helping Parents. This is a tool and strategy that can help you to get a handle of things for your child or your adult under your care. We designed this for parents and caretakers of individuals with special needs, but in truth, this can be used for all types of children and adults receiving specialized care or not. So Parents Helping Parents recognizes that having a child or adult with special needs places additional tasks on the shoulders of the family, especially felt by the parents and primary caretakers. In addition to the normal and expected requirements in life, parents or caretakers of a person with special needs typically find themselves dealing with additional requirements such as having more medical appointments, researching disabilities, researching new treatments, finding those additional specialists to work with our individuals, networking with support groups, finding reliable information sources, meeting with teams or school staff, developing advocacy skills, exploring specialized community supports and services, figuring out insurance issues, and possibly many more things. It's a lot to keep track of. This is where our Family Care Notebook comes in handy. Adopting an organizational system to keep track of things is an important key to establishing a sense of control and balance in your life. You may even consider adopting organizational systems as a part of your self-care, since it has the potential to relieve anxiety and worry. The Family Care Notebook is just this, an organizational system. It is a flexible, adaptable starting point that you can edit, modify, export, and share as it suits your needs. So this is what we've covered in your Family Care Notebook. It includes the sections of getting to know the child or adult, emergency contacts, immunization records, listing of other healthcare and therapists, staff and team members, terminology, including definitions and acronyms, strategies for preparing for meetings, and the last section is all about person-centered thinking skills and tools to develop a one-page profile. The first section is called Getting to Know Me. Remember that this document can be used for babies, children, and adults alike. It has a lot of fields for you to enter background information about the individual, such as important things, strengths, challenges, the community life, a person that's important to the person, the diagnosis, health needs, and devices. Could be equipment like assistive technology, including braces, orthotics, walkers, wheelchairs, and the like. Any medication and allergy concerns, dietary needs, sensitivities. Those would be things to avoid, like anything that might trigger an individual, and ways to support them. This is the in case of emergency page. So emergencies occur unexpectedly, and caretakers of all types need to know who to contact and relevant medical information to provide support and treatment. You can see here, nicknames are important as they are comforting in urgent situations. And then contact information for both the child or adult, and important caregivers, including their relationship to them. Is there a diagnosis, or what conditions are affecting the person? The next two fields are for allergy or dietary restrictions and other relevant health history information. Here, you can enter details for the person's medications, their medication dosage and timing schedule for them. Then add where can the person's medical records be found, and also the medical insurance information. Here you can enter the preferred hospitals and physician information. With medically impacted individuals, there may be many essential physicians to list. And lucky for you, since this is an editable document, you may add any number of fields that you need for your situation. The dentist can be listed as a specialist here or on a different page under other healthcare and therapists. It's your choice. Many schools and clinics may ask for this same information on their forms. So having this information consolidated here makes it easy to find, and you can copy and paste it into the digital forms. Immunization record. The immunization records are important to track and have accessible. Many medical professionals, schools, clinics, and other programs will ask you to provide this information. If you have the documents, you can embed the photos or links to the document into this page. Alternatively, if you have an online medical portal, you may be able to copy and paste the information or take screenshots and put it directly into this document. Sometimes our children or adults require other specialists and agencies to provide support. Document those individuals here on this other healthcare and therapist page. So imagine if you became unexpectedly unavailable, who or what can explain the who, what, when, where, why, and how of your person's schedule and their care. Leaving clear documentation of what your person is expecting and needing helps to ensure that the continuity of care can continue in your absence. A person's team and support staff. For intervention programs and their support teams, like for an IFSP or an IEP or even a 504 plan, it's necessary to know the essential team members involved. In your absence, will the person who fills in for you understand who should be contacted for which support? Or will they know where to find other essential documents? Will they know how often the team meets to discuss concerns and questions to make changes to the program? Where can they turn to for relevant resources? So they can be entered here so they have them for reference. And again, it's to assure that the continuity of care can be provided. In the world of special needs, there are many, many unique terms and acronyms used in conversation and documents. And it is important to understand what those terms mean. So this page has some links to glossaries that can help you and others who fill in for you. Preparing for meetings and organizing your thoughts begins with being informed with good information. Lay the groundwork for being an effective voice for your person by bulking up your knowledge and the support network around you. We included some advocacy tips, IEP preparation tips, and other advocacy resources here. And of course, we included PHP support in there as well, like our one-on-one confidential calls with our resource specialists to discuss your questions, concerns, and information needs. We also have digital e-packets, e-learning library, a calendar of events, support groups listed, a community resource directory, and many more things there for families to benefit from. So take a look there. The next step of preparing for meetings and organizing your thoughts involves having a plan or strategy to think through goals and outcomes of the meetings to come. If you don't have a strategy, well, good news, we do. And we're sharing the template with you. It's a great starting point, and you can evolve it over time, tailoring it to your needs. This page is designed to help you prepare for your meetings with any of your teams, professionals, staff, or otherwise. So make copies of this and prepare for meetings to make sure your thoughts are organized, your desired outcomes are thought through, and at the meeting, your concerns are addressed. There's also a section to note next steps and who will be responsible for things. Person-centered thinking and person-centered planning. So this last half of the Family Care Notebook covers this topic. So let's delve into that. If people under your care are to have the lives that they want, it helps to have something that says, here's what's important to me. Here's how I want to be supported. Here's how I want to live. That's what a person-centered plan does. It's a description of what's important to the person, how they want to live, and describes actions so that they get the lives that they want. It's important to document these things so that in your absence, the continuity of care continues with minimal disruption. We have listed here the different skills or tools for collecting information about our person so that we can plan actionable steps to help them have the life that they want. Let's take a quick peek at a few of those. Sorting important to and important for. This skill is the core of person-centered planning. It's for collecting information about what is important to and important for the person. So what's important to a person? Those things are the types of things that make them feel happy, fulfilled, content, satisfied, and comforted. In contrast, there are things that are important for a person, and those things make them feel safe, healthy, socially valued in the community. So after going through this tool and collecting the data about that person, then you and your team should discuss how to find the balance in between these areas, providing things that are both important to the person and things that are important for that person. Rituals and routines. Understanding rituals and routines that must be present in a person's life helps to create and contribute to a feeling of contentment, comfort, fulfillment, and satisfaction. These things typically identify or support the important two items for the person. This also helps to identify what parts of a routine to keep or change. We have several templates of rituals and routines in our Family Care Notebook. Each one is a different exercise to collect more information about what is important to a person. The learning log is a place to record details of what happened in a situation, whether positive or negative. A team of people can learn from notes documenting a successful mitigation of a situation, for example. So imagine that an ABA specialist attempted a novel, calming sensory intervention, whereby their unique sequence of actions were implemented at just the right time. thus averting an emotional outburst and avoiding total meltdown. And thereby they could complete the session without incident. And so, questions: what was said? What was done? And in what order do they do things? What preceded the incident? Right? All these questions that we want to know so that we can have more of these successful mitigations. So, how wonderful is it to be able to capture and share these learning lessons with other parents, relatives, teachers, and therapists alike? A communication chart helps caretakers to collect information useful for understanding verbal, nonverbal, and other subtle elements of communication by a person. Compiling easy to miss types of communication can be helpful for supporting a person to feel acknowledged, understood, and valued so that they have more good days. And as we all know, body language counts as communication, and sometimes it appears very, very subtle. So, having those things documented so that somebody could see at a glance what those um, movements, glances, motions actually mean as far as communication for that person. That's what this communication chart can help your team with. What's working and not working? This team skill analyzes an issue or situation across multiple perspectives and provides a picture of how things are right now. It includes thinking through what else does the team need to know, what needs to change, and what are the next steps to take. Once you have completed many of the data collecting steps from the previous pages, you'll be well equipped to create a one-page profile. The one-page profile also has other names it goes by, sometimes a person-centered description um, or other names, but we're going to use the term one-page profile. A one-page profile is a starting point to summarize what we know matters to a person, the important to, and how to support them, including the important for items. It also captures what people like and admire about them. One-page profiles can be created for different purposes, for different scenarios. The one that is shared with grandparents, for example, during a weekend visit may have different information than the one used for sharing with the dentist. So, as you can imagine, how to best support me in those vastly different environments may be described quite differently at grandma's house than at the dentist's office. So, when the one-page profile is complete, you can insert this page at the front of your family care notebook. So it is the first page you see for your child. In the family care notebook, there are links to different templates, some examples of completed one-page profiles. And there are some blank templates for you to use as well. And these can be used to inspire you to add creative elements that reflect the personality of your person. So have fun with creating this. It should have lots of pictures and colors, and so really help your person to add a lot of their personality into it.
Diana, I wanted to interrupt for just a moment. I know you're going to get into it in just a second, but I'll be getting a lot of questions about what can you add into this template? Can you add videos? Can you add other documents? So I know you're going to get into how this whole process works, that this is just a template, but I want you to go ahead and know that there's a lot of questions about that. So if you wouldn't mind being
Right.
sure to address them, that would be great.
Absolutely. So the one-page profile, the purpose is so that it's a portable document so you could bring to show a person, and at a quick glance, they can get a strong impression and some solid pointers of how to work successfully with your child. And so this is why the page is one page. Um, and it has these limited sections of information, but there are many ways to expand this. And so certainly if it is a document that you can share many days in advance with the person that you need to see this, then you can certainly embed links and things like that. But that can also be done as addendum or a second page to your one page profile. You really want your one page profile to be one page and for it to be really easy to see all the most important elements of your individual's personality facets, so they can work successfully with that person.
If somebody wanted to add videos into the whole family care notebook to share with someone, maybe a video about a routine that the child does or the adult
Absolutely.
does, is that something they can do?
Yeah, absolutely. You can, of course, this is going to become your family care notebook. It's not going to be PHP's family care notebook after you download it and make it your own, right? You're going to make it the name of your family's family care notebook. And so whatever you wanted to do, embed links in there, you can insert a page because it's a editable document. It's not a PDF that we're sharing with you for you to enter information. It's an editable document. So you can add as many pages as you want. You can add a table of contents so people can see, hyperlinks, in the table of contents, a link to, that videos about your child. It could be edited and customized to only the limits of your imagination. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at where can you find it and how do you download it. So I believe Debbie has already popped the link into, or is going to pop the link into the chat.
I already did.
Okay. And
like everybody, I want to see it now.
Exactly. I don't blame you. Yeah, start customizing it right now while we are still live here with you. So these are two different ways so that you can download this. You can, so once you click open the link, it'll take you to a Google Doc. And if you have a Google Drive, then you could just click on File, make a copy, and it makes a copy to your Google Drive. Because our original version is shared as a view-only copy to our community. And so for you to make it your own, you have to make a copy of it, and then it will be in your own Google Drive, and then you can edit it to your family's delight in your Google Drive, and it's yours. It's there, in a virtual space for anybody to access with whoever you share it with. Okay. Of course, you can set the privacy settings so that only you see it and then other people only get a view-only copy, or you can download pages and just have certain portions of it as separate PDFs. The customization of this document is up to you. So what if you like to work on your computer and wanted to download it, and you work on Microsoft Word or the Apple Pages? So then you would click File, Download, and select Microsoft Word, and this document format will allow it to be opened up in both Pages and Microsoft Word or Microsoft 365, whichever word processing program you prefer. It will work in all of those. Okay. And Debbie has shared with you that it is available in 3 different languages. So if you're attending as a professional and wanted to share this with other families in different languages, right now they're only available in these languages. So please share them with the wider community. Post it in Nextdoor. We would love this this document to be shared far and wide. Again, it can also be shared with people who don't have disabilities, maybe just a busy family. Maybe they want to create a one-page profile for their child when they're off to TK or preschool or etc. Okay, so what we can also do right now, if we have some time, Debbie, is walk people through the actual download process.
That's a great idea, because some people are asking some questions about if they don't have Google Docs or Microsoft Word, or how to exactly do this. So let's make sure that everyone knows this can be changed to what you need it to be. Perfect.
Right, absolutely. So right now, the way we're sharing it is through the links connected to our Google Drive. So this document is created in our Google Drive. And you would come here, after you click the link open, then you come up to File, and then you could either make a copy. I've already made a copy, so I didn't have to worry that I was going to accidentally move something around on you on the original copy. So I already have a copy here. And so if I make a copy, then I could just click OK. And then now it's adding it. Now I have my copy of a family care notebook. So now this is separate than the original document that I made a copy from, and any edits here are only on this unique document. So the other way.
Yeah, and I do want to just kind of quickly let people know that if they forget to make a copy of the family care notebook and just start trying to type into it, it won't let you type into it. You are downloading it, you are editing it. Initially, you are just seeing it in view only mode. So you have to make a copy of it. So don't worry about typing into it by accident before you making a copy of it. You can't, which is the lovely thing. So it just won't let you. So if you're trying to type into it and then nothing's happening, oh, whoops, got to make a copy. Then you can absolutely type into it.
Right, great reinforcement, great clarification, Debbie, thank you. So if you were the one that wanted to download a copy, so you just, again, go to File, scroll down to Download, and move over to the Microsoft Word version. And then you see that it's making a copy of this document down here. And then I could click it open and open it in either Pages or Microsoft 365 or Word, wherever you want to edit it. Okay. Any other questions?
I think we answered them all. There's a lot of questions about if you can add in additional forms, like an IPE form from Voc Rehab or an IFSP form from early intervention. And I think we kind of made that clear that this is, once you have it, it is a living document. You can add and take away whatever you want to this.
Right. And so I will, since we have a few minutes, I will point out that there is this table of contents. And if you add pages, you can click here and refresh it, and it will adjust the numeration of the pages accordingly. And then if, let's say you wanted to add a page here, let's see down here after the teacher names. Okay, so here we can add a few spaces. I can command return, and I just made a new page break. So now I have this blank page here, and then I could, let's say I wanted to add it into my table of contents. I would have to use this style section and add a heading. So if I want to say IEP 2021, okay, and then, so then anything with these headings, these formattings from title, subtitle, heading, heading 2, 3, all of these will appear in your table of contents. And then there's a hyperlink to go from the beginning of the document straight down to this section of the family care notebook. And so then when you're typing in it, you want to make sure that you switch to normal text for all your stuff. So John is in second grade. Okay. And then I want to put the IEP link here. And maybe I add a hyperlink there to where it is in my cloud drive or whatnot. Or I can maybe even just copy and paste it right into this. Maybe every year I swap out the most recent IEP to be here in the document. Okay.
There was a couple of questions, additional questions. The first one is, how would you embed an editable calendar? And I can answer that if you can't.
Go ahead, Debbie. If it's on the tip of your tongue, go ahead.
On the tip of my tongue. What you do, if you want to embed an editable calendar, you would be embedding an editable calendar link. It would be a link to an editable calendar that you have already created, such as a Google Calendar or whatever you use for your calendaring system. You would embed that link into this and have a page for it so that people know to go down to that calendar link and find out what the appointments are for that day, that month, that week, whatever. So that's how you would embed that editable calendar. You would have the page named with the link. The same thing would go for importing a video. What I would do if you're going to be importing a video is that I would have create a private YouTube channel or playlist with the videos you would like to have links to. And then again, just have video links embedded into this document. And then the links would just take you to those videos on that private YouTube video link channels that you have, that playlist. That would be what I would do. That to me would be the easiest, and actually a full video, because that can be a little hard for some people to access. The only issue, of course, is when you don't have internet. And then, of course, well, you don't have this if you don't have internet. So I guess it doesn't matter. Never mind.
Actually, I believe that you can add an extension so that you can work on your documents offline.
That's true. That is true.
And then, but you have to enable that for certain documents to work offline when you don't have internet. And then later when you're back online, it will update your online version to be the most recently edited document.
Correct. That is correct. Yes, you are correct. And then because this is in a Google Doc, somebody had a question about if they don't have a Google login, will they be able to access the Google Doc without a Google login? Diana, do you want to answer? Yes, they can.
Yeah, you can.
Yes, you don't need a Google login.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't. No. I've done this before with other things, and you do not need a Google login to view, because this is a view only. When you first see it, is view only. So you can't. It doesn't matter what you're viewing it from. It is a view only. That's why it's very important that you file, download it to whatever format works best with you, with what tools that you have. So you will be able to view it without a Google login, and you'll be able to download it to whatever format works best for you, whether it be Microsoft Word or go into Apple Pages with the text formatting, whatever works for you, PDF, it's all there for you. So I hope that answers those questions.
Great. All right. So you can add anything you want to this document. It's going to be yours, and you should make it yours. Okay. Any other questions?
I'll go ahead and drop in the chat the link one more time for everybody to access. On that page, you will have access to all 3 languages of the document. So if you are a professional, you will be able to access it in all 3 languages and share. Please do share widely. We made this for everybody because we see the value in it, and we want everyone to have that as well.
Absolutely. I wish I had this when my kids were little.
It would have been a whole lot easier than that big old 3-ring binder we
Boy,
carried
those
around.
binders. I have half a bookcase full of like binder after binder. Two
Exactly.
giant 3-ring binders, like 3 or 4 inches thick each, and then a lot of
I
like
know.
binders. Woo.
Well, and the nice thing about this, because it is a digital document, is that as the teachers change, as the doctors change and the therapists change, you just edit the page on your Google Doc or your Microsoft Word or whatever it's in. You don't have to print another page. You just delete what you put and put in the new, which is fabulous. So I love this. I just think
That's
it's
right.
fabulous.
That's right.
Thank you for creating it, Diana.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. It was such an exciting project to work on. So happy to do it.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have no more questions. I think probably everyone's over there downloading the document. So
Perfect.
wonderful. So thank you everyone for coming today. I do appreciate your time and attention. And if you do have any questions, I'm putting in my email and Diana's email.
Yes.
And you can contact either of us with any questions you may have about this, about accessing it, anything like that. Okay.
Right.
So thank you for
Absolutely.
coming, everybody. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, everyone. Enjoy.